It's been a week since the Oscars, and everyone's kicking off because they made some good choices. No one's kicking off. I think
No,
most
I
people
don't
are in
think-
agreement, apart
yeah.
from that one guy online.
Oh
who's
yeah,
saying
it was
that-
like it's not American, so
If Parasite's nominated for Best Foreign Picture, it shouldn't be allowed to be nominated for Best Picture.
and such classic American films as 1917 should
and he
have
said
won
that
Best Picture.
None of the other Best Picture nominees were allowed to be nominated in any other category, which isn't how the Oscars work, because otherwise the ceremony would last 10 minutes, which it should.
Yeah,
You could still make the ceremony last 10 minutes.
and go through all of them if you just fucking rapid
I was
fire.
going to say, we watched the entire thing. I was the only one who made it through the entire
Yeah.
thing. I was up until 5 a.m.
I
watching
stayed
the
up and
fucking-
watched it.
You stayed up and watched it?
Yeah.
I thought you were just following it on Twitter.
Same thing.
It's
I
not.
was awake.
I was there for
Yeah, I
all
was
the
awake too. I just wasn't looking at anything.
I was there for all the glitz and glamour.
You were there for Jane Fonda's really big strategic pause.
I was, and I wasn't paying attention by that point because I wanted to go to bed. It was 5 a.m. So
Yeah.
anyway, we're just going to talk about some of the winners, some of the losers, absolute losers, like Nancy.
We'll just
Wait,
I've not written down every category because, not to be horrible, but I feel like some of them are much less interesting.
I mean, we didn't watch any of the
Not even.
like documentaries.
No, we didn't. So we'll have nothing
yeah.
to talk about. And not even just less interesting. I feel like some of them are just less controversial to talk about with the results.
Yeah.
Like costume design. I don't really
Ev-
care who wins
no.
costume design. I'm happy it was Little Women. I guess for costumes.
I
were
cared
nice.
about that, but I think everybody was sort of in agreement that Little Women should have got that. So
Nah, I
Yeah,
should have gone to
I th-
Joker.
I think costume design was fine and everything.
So I mean,
yeah,
Just
nobody had a
I-
bad costume.
I wouldn't have been annoyed if anyone won. Like,
But I think I can't remember her name, but the woman who does costume design for Little
Wow.
Women is like
nice to see you're supporting women in film. I'm a massive fan of the woman that did the costumes for those films.
yeah, whose name is
Carol.
probably women in
I'm a
film.
huge fan of
Carol.
Jacqueline Duran.
That's
Yeah,
her
she
name.
goes
That
by-
is her name, Duran Duran.
Yeah, is that on Google?
Yeah, well, no, I know that. I can see it in his glasses. He's not fooling anybody.
Right, so I've written down
Very cool.
editing. I feel like editing's on the verge this year of what's interesting or
Yeah.
not. So it went to Ford v Ferrari, and I think I'm the only one here
Yeah, I
who's
haven't
seen that.
that.
The editing's pretty good. I don't really care about sports cars or racing, but the editing made it pretty exciting, which is all you can ask for, really.
I really want to see it still.
I mean,
Yeah, me too.
the other ones nominated were Jojo Rabbit, Joker, The Irishman, and Parasite. And I'm just thinking of the guy, the insider, the Academy member who they interviewed,
Yeah.
who gave all his opinions on all the films, and is clearly a fucking idiot, who said that editing, yeah, The Irishman could do with half an hour more editing.
Which
The award
that's
for
not how it
shortest
works.
film. I mean, no debates there, really. Ford v Ferrari's all right. You've not seen it.
I haven't seen it,
Somehow it got
but
nominated
I
for
don't really
Best
have
Picture.
any qualms.
Visual effects.
Oh,
We've got,
yeah.
we're moving straight on from anything, right? Went to 1917 over Star Wars, Avengers Endgame, Lion King, and The Irishman. In my notes, I've just put a little sad face next to The Irishman because it should have won.
Yeah, no, I
Should have won.
agree because they used brand new
Groundbreaking.
technology that hasn't been used
To
before
make
for
Al
that.
Pacino look less like an old man.
Yeah,
He looks like a slightly younger old man.
I just think it's really cool. It's
Like-
really exciting.
I'm kind of fine with the fact 1917 won.
I'm
Though,
fine with
because
it.
I like-
yeah.
I'm fine with it because I think it was a great film.
I don't know.
But-
I don't necessarily think because something's doing something newer or
No,
like
no-
more exciting, it should have to
No,
be
'cause
like,
that's-
oh, you should get the
yeah.
Oscar because it's not the Oscar's not about
Yeah.
technological.
No,
development.
that's
And
not what I'm saying. I
that's-
just
it's-
mean
yeah.
because I
What-
think it's
I just kind of
exciting
think going, yeah, no, I get it, but
and very clever.
I don't know. I suppose it's because when I was watching 1917, I couldn't tell you where a lot of the visual effects were
Yeah,
used,
that's
and
true.
it's sort of like that's how it should be. You shouldn't know,
Yeah.
and I like that about it. And it's a bit like going, fucking when I was seeing a lot of the behind
Yeah.
the scenes stuff, like the plane that crashes. I didn't know that whole thing. The plane doesn't exist. I'm
Just
pretty sure that whole thing was
Just
visual
like the
effects.
dog in that new Harrison Ford
No,
movie.
the dog's not there.
The dog's not there.
Still see
In the film, it's there.
but when
But
he
when
was,
he
there
was
doing
filming,
the
it
scenes,
wasn't there.
There's no dog.
that's exactly what I wrote down in my notes on 1917. Is it's like invisible visual
Yeah.
effects, which is pretty good because when you
Yeah.
think about it, a lot of that stuff they didn't
Isn't
actually
there.
do, but
Yeah.
you just don't really realize it in the film. Whereas if it goes
Because
to
it
something
feels
like
very real.
I just think-
Avengers,
Avengers
Avengers
Endgame.
Endgame. Like you can see you're very aware the whole way of
Yeah.
it. Oh,
I think
everything's CGI.
I think that's really good because it's on such a big scale, though. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
it should just be dismissed because it's really obvious. Because like
I
the stuff that they do in that film, they couldn't do it.
That's the thing,
for
is
real.
that where
Do
all
you know
of
what I
it,
mean?
when you say it was all really obvious, the film's been out long enough. Like, it's not even that much of a spoiler because it's in the trailer. You know the scene where they're going to try and go back in time in those suits?
Yeah,
I wouldn't have looked at that and gone, oh, those suits aren't real.
yeah.
Those suits are completely
They
CGI.
look-
I would
Yeah.
because I don't trust Marvel, but I think the average person
Just
you
looking
no,
at
but
the-
that
clock
becomes
onto it.
from like
Yeah,
if
but
you don't
that
trust
comes
them,
from
but-
I know like what they do, like they CGI everything.
yeah, but you'd believe it if someone said, yeah, those suits are real.
yeah,
They're
Yeah.
wearing those like on set. Like, I think that's
Yeah, you'd
incredible.
absolutely
I just
believe
think
that.
1917 I prefer because it's the perfect mix of practical and visual.
Yeah,
all of
Which
their
I think is
hats
how
were
it should
CGI
be.
actually in
In
1917. None of the actors wore hats, so yet in the film, how many hats do you see, Nancy? I know you were keeping count. I saw you taking notes.
I've got a little tally, but
Yeah.
I've left it.
Lots.
Disappointing.
Many hat.
Sound mixing went to 1917. Again, that's fine. I feel like we don't know enough about sound
Yeah, I was going to say,
mixing.
I don't know a lot
The
about
only reason I've written it down is because it beat Ad Astra, which is obviously, as we spoke about last time, pretty fucking good. That was the only category Ad Astra was nominated for, and it lost,
What are the two
Yeah.
categories? What is it? Sound
Sound
editing?
Mixing
mixing
and
and sound
editing.
editing.
Yeah.
which the Academy
I
normally
don't know the
votes for the
difference.
same
Wait,
What's the
film.
difference?
The difference is mixing is
How loud
how
bits
loud
are,
it is, and then editing is how long
bits are.
Yeah, I remember.
I mean,
Is that
no, that's what I told you that as
You
a
to-
joke. I didn't
Oh.
mean that. I don't know
I-
the difference.
I know that little about
Right,
sound
so
that I
you-
thought you were being
you
deadly
went out a bit when you
serious.
said it as a joke, so it seems like Nancy genuinely believes
No,
that's what
please
it is.
don't do that because I'll look
Guess
like
we're
a
gonna have
mong,
to.
and I'm gonna get kicked out of uni.
The thing is I don't know enough about the differences. Like, if it was just sound design,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that I could talk about.
All
'Cause
day.
I
I
know
love
enough
sound
about
design.
it, because I
I
think,
love to design
I'm
sound.
doing a whole module about sound design.
Yeah.
Like, I've learned a lot about it in the past not 6 months. We haven't been at uni that long yet. 3-4 months. However long
Sure, why
this-
not?
Yeah, we'll
Since,
get to
since
that.
September, I've learned a lot about
Yeah.
sound design and sound mixing and editing, but I've not been given a distinct difference
Yeah.
about them.
Yeah, I don't know if Ad Astra deserves it more than
I just wanted Ad Astra
1917.
to get
I
an
just wanted
Oscar.
it to win something,
So
and because
have-
that's the only category it was nominated for, I was like, please
Have
just
a
give
little
it
memorial.
anything.
I
for it.
don't remember any of the sound from Ad Astra. I just remember it was.
I
really
remember
good
the
at setting atmosphere.
silence.
Yeah.
Mm. That was mixed very well.
Yeah,
They turned it all the way down.
There was actually a lot of
I
sound
can do
in
that.
that film. They just accidentally had the track muted when they
Yeah.
rendered out the film.
And then
No, like,
film nerds
fuck
like
yeah.
us just go,
Oh my
"Ooh,
God, that
it's
was so good."
quiet. That means it's smart.
I tell you what was a really good sound in Ad Astra. The guy at the front of the cinema snoring. They
Yeah.
mixed that really
That
well.
was my favourite one. They mixed him way louder than the rest of the film. I don't know why they did that. Cinematography also went to 1917 against Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which would have been fine. The Irishman, which would have been fine. Joker, I guess it had nice cinematography. Or The Lighthouse, which we all
should have
watched
got it.
on Friday. And I mean, we won't go too far into details. We'll probably talk about it at a different time. But fucking hell, like I feel like no one can deny that film looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
I
amazing.
absolutely, I think should
But
have
I
won
guess-
cinematography.
The Academy is still just people, so they see like cinematography and they'll probably just go, well, 1917 was all one shot,
Yeah.
best. Whereas I want the Lighthouse to win. It was, I think that was another one where that was the only category it was nominated for,
Yeah, it was.
which is,
So-
I guess, you know, I'm biased. No one really saw Ad Astra, so in my head I wanted Brad Pitt to be nominated for Best Actor, but that was never
Yeah.
gonna happen.
I think Willem
and-
Dafoe should have at least been nominated.
Yeah, like Best
because
Supporting would have been sick. I don't know.
was
I don't think Robert
brilliant.
Pattinson could have got Best Actor for that.
No, me
He does
neither.
less
No.
acting than Willem Dafoe does.
But I think Willem Dafoe definitely deserved
Yeah,
it.
and
I
that's-
think.
it's a little bit sad.
Yeah.
We're moving on to original screenplay. Parasite,
Yeah.
big winner of the night, which was
Who else was nominated
happy
for
about it.
original
Um,
screenplay?
Marriage Story.
Marriage Story, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I wouldn't like it to go to that. Knives Out, which was fine in 1917, which I feel like screenplay.
The thing is with
It's a really nice screenplay. Like, there's
nine-
more of it in the like, obviously, that's in the screenplay than is transferred into the film. Like, they like posted the screenplay and it's written so nicely and it's so heartbreaking. But I think obviously you have to transfer that well enough
Yeah.
into the film, which I think Parasite did.
But also on the whole original screenplay, it's just another war film. Like, I think it's really
Yeah,
good, but
no,
I
it
feel
is.
like I felt the same way walking out of 1917 as I did walking out of Dunkirk. 'Cause I was like, it's a war film, but it's a bit different, and it's like, actually
Yeah,
Give it-
I know.
give
what
it a
you
few
mean.
years and fucking another war film's going to come along, and I'll be a bit like, oh, it's really good.
Yeah.
Sure, it's an original story, but
See, I
for
don't
just
really
another
like
war film.
war films.
I've
It's not
never
my
got into
thing,
them.
but I love 1917. I love Dunkirk. And like you say, it's because they're
another
a
one's
bit
gonna come along.
different.
It's like Saving Private Ryan, sort of one of those,
Yeah.
isn't it? Well, I haven't seen it still, so.
It's very good.
But like, it's
And
just-
it's a bit different.
But that's the thing, is that there's always going to be another war film that's
Yeah.
a little bit different. Where
Maybe I like war films.
I'm kind of glad that it didn't win Best Screenplay. Like, I've seen the notes, and
Yeah.
I think it was really impressive, the amount of research and
Yeah.
the fact that it is based on truth as well. Don't get me wrong, it's a brilliant film, love it, but I wouldn't have given it Best Screenplay.
No, me neither. I
Uh,
think Marriage Story and Parasite off.
I think
were
I
far
might be
more
just being an
deserving.
idiot and going 1917, not much talking, bad screenplay. Marriage Story, lots of talking, good screenplay. Because I wanted it to go to Marriage Story.
Yeah, so did I. But I mean, that was before we sort of did our predictions and what we wanted
Mm-hmm.
before we watched Parasite.
Yeah,
And then once
I'm
I watched
happy with it going
Parasite,
to
I was
Parasite.
like, I would have changed a lot.
Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Parasite was the best of everything, whereas Marriage Story was just a lot of talking.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Is
I think the
not a bad thing,
screenplay
but
for
I
that
think-
is great. I think
I think
Noah,
it's really good.
I don't know how to
It's
say
just
his
a lot
name.
of-
Noah Baumbach
Noah Baumbach.
But you
is
get
a
like,
brilliant writer. He's one of my favorite.
It's just a lot of
writers,
Adam
but-
Driver going, I hate my wife.
because it's one of those things where, like, when I think of good storytelling, it's the whole rule of show don't tell.
Mm-hmm.
That's what sticks with me. And Marriage Story obviously is a
Lot
tell don't
of
show,
telling going
which
on.
is fine. Like, it works really well.
Yeah.
Again, I love the film. I feel like I'm just talking shit about loads of films I love, but I just think Parasite was the perfect combination.
Yeah,
of both Of those.
definitely.
Good, I'm glad we can all agree. Foreign language film. What do you think it went to? It went to Parasite.
I have something to say.
Oh, yeah?
And I
You
know
have
that
something to
Harry's
say.
going to be going to agree
I
with
think
me on
I
this
know what
one.
you're
He
gonna
knows
say.
what I'm going to
I know
say.
what you're going to say.
Quite disappointed
Mhm.
that France submitted
Les
Les
Miserables.
Miserables instead of Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Yeah, me too. I was fucking heartbroken. Because you know, right, that countries are only allowed to submit one
No,
film.
this is literally the question I was about to ask. What? France submitted?
Yeah, they submitted
Wait,
like
how? Okay, how does that
So
work?
a country, I guess their cultural board or whatever,
yeah, they
will just
submit a
choose
film.
one of their films from that year and say
Yeah.
to the Oscars, we want you to consider
this
one.
and then they'll choose out of all the countries,
Yeah.
like
and then
five
take it
or
down to a
whatever,
short list and then take it down to the actual
Yeah.
nominations.
and then
I
pick
suppose
one
the
out
country
of that.
picks what they think they'll win, and
Yeah,
yeah.
Les
But
Miserables
I-
is more popular.
Well, no, because it's
apparently it's not very good.
no, it's I thought from a title, I was like, oh shit, I didn't know they did a reboot of it.
in 2019.
No, not that one. Not
Uh,
not that Les Mis.
no.
They made a new one.
I didn't know they'd made another.
But it's
one.
Yeah.
I
Because
don't
Because the
think
original
it's-
one isn't. I mean, not the original one, but like the one that you're thinking of isn't French.
I don't think
I
it's
didn't think it
it's not a musical. It's not that. I think
See,
it's something completely different.
Yeah.
I was really
Yeah.
confused about when everyone kept talking about it. I was a bit like, going, but that wasn't.
Yeah, no,
2019.
it's
Do you want- do you
not
wanna-
And I
that
didn't
Les
want to say,
Mis.
I didn't want to seem like an idiot.
Do you want to hear the
Not an idiot,
synopsis and
fine.
hear me butcher some French words?
Yes.
Stéphane joined the anti-crime brigade of Montfermeil. He meets his new teammates, Chris and Guada, and discovers the tensions between the different groups of the district. So I don't I mean,
So it does just happen to have the same title.
Yeah,
That's
which is
nothing like.
I'm
actual
glad it's at
winners.
least that, because I would have been annoyed if they just submitted like another remake.
Yeah.
But it should have been Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Portrait of a Lady on Fire should have got Best Picture. Should have got Best
I don't know about that.
Cinematography, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress.
I don't know about. I don't know about all that.
I do.
Okay, so on the same, the whole how they submit
Yes.
films, could A Portrait of a Lady on Fire been put forward for like best cinematography, or could it only have been one that they've then submitted?
Oh, I don't know about that actually.
That's a
How
good
does that
question.
work?
I feel like they should be able to, because I mean, then otherwise they're just putting
Yeah, I
forward
thought
American
it was
films
like
for
the
that.
foreign film. They had
I mean,
to
if
take
they can-
submissions and.
If
Wait,
they can
actually-
choose out of any British or American film, then surely they should be able to choose
Yeah.
from any film.
But
Well, I
I
mean,
bet
it's
they don't.
just the only reason everyone cares so much about the Oscars is because it's American.
Yeah.
That's how they do everything.
But it's also
where it
just
has to
become,
be the
like,
central of everything, because
the
that's
biggest-
how America takes things.
The biggest award show.
It is, yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean much more
No.
than the other award shows. It just happens that more people know about it.
Yeah,
And their
yeah.
statue's more epical.
I only care about Independent Spirit Awards because
Mm.
they gave supporting actor to Willem Dafoe.
There we go. The Independent Spirit Awards looked like a lot more fun.
Yeah, it always is.
Have you watched that Adam Sandler speech yet?
Yeah,
It's really
It's-
good. Aubrey Plaza's opening monologue was
brilliant. The
way better than
Safdies.
anything the Oscars did. The
speech.
Safdie brothers. That looks way more. Next year we'll just watch that instead.
Yeah. They
'Cause
seem to know what
We'll
they're
be
doing.
proper indie kids. Score went to Joker, which
Which
is
I
probably
agree with.
one of
Yeah.
the only categories it was nominated for where I think it actually deserved to win.
Yeah, there's only
was
two
brilliant.
categories that I thought Joker deserved, and it won both of them. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I think the score for that is brilliant.
I like
It's
how
the
light
only
screen
one
now
of the
talking about
only
Joker.
redeeming.
Ooh.
Spooky.
I think as
It's
well,
one of the only redeeming qualities of that.
Yeah,
film.
the key, I guess, to a
Yeah.
good score is it just being memorable. Like, I'm looking at the nominations now. It was Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, and Star Wars. Joker, like, stuck in my mind because I thought it was
Yeah.
a really good score.
Yeah,
I don't remember anything about the Little Women score.
Neither do I.
I-
I remember little
I
bits.
vaguely remember Marriage Story score because it was Randy Newman,
I
right?
Yeah.
remember the Little Women score, but only because I listened to it the other day.
to make yourself feel like a little
I
woman.
just want to be a little woman.
I only remember the 1917 one when I hear it. I couldn't tell you anything
I don't
from it
remember
now.
anything
And
about that.
Star
I just
Wars
remember
is just the
gunshots.
Star Wars music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Joker was, I think, probably one of the best scores I've heard in a long time. which
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's such a good score that deserved a better film.
damn. It's fine. She'll work other jobs.
Yeah.
You don't get forced into retirement after making a Joker movie.
Bloody
you
should
should.
do.
Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips,
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
What's Jared Leto doing these days?
He's
Nothing.
banned, maybe?
Oh no, he's Morbius the Living Vampire now.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Remember? Makeup and hairstyling. That went to Bombshell. I'm the only one here who's seen Bombshell.
I've seen the trailer, and
it's-
Charlize Theron doesn't look like herself, so I think
I didn't
Win-win.
know that because I don't really know much about Charlize Theron.
she looks like who she's meant to play, and she doesn't
Okay.
normally look like her, so...
But that film's pretty bad, which is a shame. It's like I put in my letterbox review. It's a shame that this is a bad film because it's a pretty important story to tell right now. But also, just fun fact for Bombshell, something that's supposed to be about like women taking a stand against sexual harassment and like liberation of women, written and directed by men, and it's not very
That makes
good,
me
and it makes me
uncomfortable.
sort of like maybe that's part of it. Like
Yeah.
the characters don't feel like real people, which is ironic considering they're all fucking based on real people.
Yeah, I mean, you can't write sympathetically if you haven't experienced it.
It just came off weird, and I'm sure there are plenty of female directors and writers in Hollywood at the minute that would have liked that opportunity to
Yeah.
And
tell
would have
that
done
story,
it better as a result.
you know. But yeah, it won makeup and hairstyling. It was fine. They beat Joker.
Obviously, a film about women. One best makeup.
It beat Joker, which I'm glad about because we saw it in the film. Joaquin Phoenix does his own hair and makeup. Yeah, it beat Joker, Judy, which I don't think anyone saw, but we'll get back onto that.
Yeah.
Oscar nominated Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, and 1917. Directed Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. I was happy with that. He deserves it.
Yeah.
He seems like a cool guy as
Would
well.
have been my
He
first
does.
choice.
He seems.
I really like that bit
I'd
where
like to be his friend.
he kept winning awards, and his translator said that he was hoping they were just done so he could sit down and have a cocktail or
Yeah.
something, but he just kept having to get back up to claim his awards.
And the little video of him looking at his.
Yeah,
his
that was nice. Of a
and
picture of him
little giggling,
making
making them
making
kiss.
them
Aw.
Oh.
I want to be his friend so bad.
You know, the quote that keeps getting shared, where it's like, "Wow, this is an honor.
Yeah.
Thanks."
Yeah.
And that's sort of
It wasn't like, wow, great honor, thank you.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like going, that's all he said. Didn't he have a speech after that in Korean that was then translated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a bit
people
like
are-
going,
That's the
just-
bit that he spoke.
People are
in.
fucking
Yeah,
idiots.
and I know it's just like going, yeah, but I bet he said more interesting
Yeah.
stuff than that during the speech. Like,
in his
Don't-
first language.
yeah, don't discount it being like, oh, that's all he said. It sounds like he doesn't really care.
Have you seen that his translator is working on a script herself
Yeah.
about awards season?
Yeah, that seems
which I
really
think
cool.
is really
Yeah.
interesting.
So I
Yeah.
And
wanna
I would like to see
keep
it.
an eye out for that.
Yeah.
We need to actually find out who she is.
Yeah.
Track her down.
Find her, force her to write the script.
But no, I'm looking forward to that because I feel like that could be an interesting
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, Parasite won for Best Director, beating Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Agree.
It's just a Tarantino film,
It
isn't it?
is.
1917.
Tarantino
I
being
could have. I
Tarantino.
thought they were going to give it to 1917 because it's one shot.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't. I feel like it would have been such a safe choice. It beat Joker, which I'm glad about because directing is one of the worst things about that. And it beat The Irishman, which, you know, fine. You can
I'll
beat The
allow
Irishman if you want. I'm just sad that The Irishman got no awards. It was
Yeah.
nominated for, I think it was
A
second
lot.
for the most
Yeah.
nominations. So what? Just it'd be 10, 9 or something like that because
Yeah.
Joker got 11 and that was the most, and it got nothing,
Yeah,
which is
I
really
dunno, The Irishman might have won some stuff if it just had 30 minutes more editing.
30 minutes more editing. Yeah, I was sad about it, but I mean, they kept cutting back to Scorsese's reaction, and he was just seemed to be having a lovely time apart from when
yeah.
Eminem was performing.
I don't think
So
he really cares.
no,
No, I
He's-
mean, he's
why
been
would
doing
he?
it for a while. Everybody knows that he's good because he's Scorsese.
it's not like he needs the
He does-
awareness.
he
it's
doesn't
not going to
need
make or
the
break his
Oscar to
career.
make
I just think he's
himself.
glad he didn't have to get up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked quite comfy, didn't he?
He's having a good time.
Bless him.
Supporting actress. I went to Laura Dern for Marriage Story. It was fine.
Oh, yeah.
It's just,
I like Laura Dern.
I mean, it'd be-
I wanted it to be Florence Pugh just because I love her a lot,
Yeah, me too. I wanted it to be
I
Florence
think
Pugh.
she's- Yeah,
and I think she was really, really
The
good.
the one
in-
who
Yeah.
I actually would have given it to though would be Scarlett Johansson and Jojo Rabbit. I don't know why, but just
I
something really I've
haven't seen
really
it, but-
felt like that character got into my heart. You know,
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
really
I would have given it to her or Florence. I don't know.
or
Like Laura Dern, her performance didn't stick with me. I don't really remember it much.
she just had
said words.
she had a couple of monologues,
Yeah,
which I guess is
I
what
just-
they're always
dunno.
looking for.
I really like Laura Dern a lot.
But for that film,
but
does
for that
she deserve
film,
an
yeah.
Oscar? I don't think so.
No, me neither. I
Couldn't
would've
she
given
have just
to
gotten it for
Florence.
Jurassic Park?
Like,
She
seems
it also
lovely.
be Kathy Bates in Richard Jewell and Margot Robbie
I really
in
wanna watch
Bombshell.
Richard Jewell.
I
Like,
also really want to
Again with Bombshell. Margot Robbie's one of the only good things about that. She's really good.
I think
It's
she's a
just a
really
shame
good
that-
actress.
No, I'm not saying it like it's a surprise. Like
Yeah.
I've seen I, Tonya and stuff like that.
I think it's annoying that people sort
mainly
of
know her
simmer
as-
her down to being
Oh,
fit.
it's, and yeah, it's just it's Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
But yeah, most people do
most
just
people
go.
are just like, oh, she's fit,
I remember her from Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Woof,
fit.
fit.
But I mean, she is fit. Don't get me wrong, she's fit.
She's a very good
But she's
actor.
also a very good actress.
Yeah.
And I do think that she should have won Best Actress for
She
I,
seems
Tonya.
like a genuinely nice person.
How
as well.
long ago? Like 3 years ago?
It's 2 years.
2 years ago.
3. It's probably 3 years now. I can't
ago.
remember.
Was
but
that the one about the angry woman?
Ice skating?
Yeah, the angry woman.
I really wanted to watch that.
It's a. It's
I've
a
only
really
seen
good
the trailer,
film.
so like,
I
I
think
don't, she
it's
just
on-
seemed
Margot
angry in
Robbie
the trailer.
is brilliant.
I think it's on Amazon Prime. If you want to give it a go.
What was the other I film? Was it
Daniel Blake.
Yeah, that's
Very
the one.
different.
Pretty
films.
similar, I think. Yeah. Have you seen I, Daniel Blake?
Nah, but I wanted to watch that too.
It's depressing.
It is really.
I know you've
really
seen it.
depressing.
Bloody Northerner.
Yeah, we have to.
Was it about
Yeah.
the North?
We're sat down and we're
Yeah, it's
forced.
about the
Yeah, but
north.
it's
Yeah, I'm gonna watch
northeast,
it then.
so it isn't.
So it
my
must be
ends.
depressing. No, it's just
It's a really, really good film. It's Ken Loach, and Ken Loach
but makes me
is good
sad.
at what he does.
And after I watched it, I kind of just felt dead inside.
Yeah.
So if you want to give it a go, because you're already
would
dead
do.
inside, so it won't change much.
Oh, hang on. There's a little bit of life in me these days. I'm getting there.
And it'll be
Okay.
killed by
getting
Daniel
there.
Blake.
It's supplied
instantly.
only by Red Bull.
No, I just started
It's
drinking
giving
again,
you
didn't
wings. But let's not talk about this here.
I? It was that honey tequila last night.
That was
has
disgusting.
changed my
Are
life.
you
You're
serious?
disgusting.
The honey bit, lovely.
Gorgeous.
The tequila bit,
Even
not so
better.
good.
It's like
It was the perfect mix.
yeah, it's the perfect ratio
You know
of honey
what?
to
Not for me.
tequila.
Not for me.
The bartender enjoyed doing it with us. I think it's time to bring him into the podcast.
You know what, Harry? You're getting kicked off the podcast, and
Oh,
the
shit.
nice bartender from the cookie.
I liked his hat. He
Yeah.
was wearing a hat, wasn't he?
Was he?
Do you know who's
He
even?
looks like he wears hats.
Yeah.
Do you know who's even nicer than a nice bartender from a cookie?
Florence Pugh.
No. Wait, yeah.
Hey.
Best supporting actor winner, Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I wanted him to win.
And just my note just says, I wish he won something for Ad Astra. Because, but
Yeah.
look, like nobody,
No, he was
no
never
one's
gonna
surprised
get
as well.
nominated.
Everybody assumed this was going to go to Brad Pitt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else was nominated?
Joe Pesci, Al Pacino, Anthony Hopkins, and Tom Hanks. And
All
I am
classics,
heartbroken that it didn't go to Joe Pesci or Al Pacino.
Glad it went to Brad Pitt.
I would
I
have
just wanna
been
see
happy
little-
with it going
little
to
Joe Pesci win
Al
an
or
Oscar.
Joe Pesci didn't even turn
Yeah,
up for the
no,
Oscars.
No, he didn't. They just put in a really awkward photo of
Yeah.
him. But Al Pacino turned up.
He looked really
looking like the
cool.
old man out of Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
No, I kind of, if I was choosing, I would have given it to Pacino just because I love The Irishman. He's my favorite bit about it. He has some great moments. He does some great acting in that. He does that line I like. He goes, "They wouldn't dare. They wouldn't dare."
I mean, would they? I don't think they would.
I don't want to spoil it for you.
Oh yeah,
I don't
I
wanna
fell
spoil it for
asleep.
you. They might dare.
I'll find out.
They
if
might
it was.
dare.
Irishman.
I fell asleep during The Irishman.
How could you? It's only 3.5 hours long. You're pathetic.
It's 3.5 hours. I only
Three.
thought it was 3 hours.
Oh,
I
no.
don't know. They
3.5.
really could have done with half an hour more editing.
3.5 hours. I went to see it in the cinema though. It was a great time. Watch it. No.
Maybe.
Finish
I
watching
am gonna
it.
finish watching it.
I'll watch
Good.
it at some point. It's just
Probably.
I don't like committing that much
Yeah,
time to
I
anything.
have no attention.
Watch it like a
span.
mini series.
I reckon, yeah, but
Because that's what I did the second time I watched
If you
it.
can download it and then edit it into episodes for me, I'll sit and watch it. I'll probably sit and watch it.
No,
in
there's
one
a
go.
there's a guide. There's a guide on when to turn it off, so
Yeah,
you
but
can
he
split it
doesn't
up
want the
into
effort
episodes.
of having to turn it off, does he?
Yeah, can you just give me timestamps? Because I don't want to look
Yeah,
at the
no,
guide.
there's-
Yeah,
if
no,
there's
there-
spoilers
there
and
is-
stuff.
No, it's like a
No.
it's
Where's
like
the guide?
Send
I'll-
him the
I'll
guide.
send it
Where's
to
the
you.
guide?
I've got the guide.
Oh, I'm not gonna go through it now.
I'm still
Yeah.
not.
I'd scroll through my
I'm still not
entire
gonna watch it,
camera
am
roll.
I?
What? It's good.
You
from
just
what I
watch
saw.
it in like 40-minute chunks, and it works pretty
Oh,
well.
40 minutes. What's? Oh, I want like 3 minutes.
This is gonna be like 40 minutes.
I want to watch it like TikToks.
Can you imagine the Irishman?
How long? How long do TikToks go for?
Like 15 to 60 seconds, you can choose.
You've upset me by talking about that. I'm gonna go and watch The Irishman for the 5th time.
See, I'm with the times now. I was gonna
Yeah,
say
you
Vines,
need
and I was like, it's not Vine anymore.
It's TikTok.
Anyway,
I like how I'm the TikTok expert.
of course you are.
We're
Look
gonna go
at
over
you.
to our TikTok reporter.
Resident e-girl. Best actress. The opposite of an e-girl. Renee Zellweger.
I don't know how, but she is
She's
the polar opposite
absolute
of an
opposite of
ego.
apart from a squeaky voice. I
Oh my
don't
god,
know
her
how
actual
she won
voice.
this.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah,
I can't believe people are only just finding out about this. I thought it was.
I've only just found
common-
out about this.
You knew she was American though, right?
No, I thought she was
Oh.
British.
Yeah, she does a pretty good accent in Bridget Jones. And
Yeah, I just assumed.
the
All the
others.
other Bridget
I thought it was
Jones
a really
ones.
weird name for someone that British to have.
Yeah, Renee.
Yeah. Zellweger.
Zellweger.
Well, the whole thing. I just thought it was like a stage name.
Mm.
I just assumed she was like.
But yeah,
Jane.
speaking of stage names, she
Jane.
won for Judy, which, like I said, I don't think anyone
Nobody
really
saw that,
saw
right?
it.
I wanted to
I
see
don't
it when
know
I
a
first
single
saw
I guess the
trailer.
Academy did because they're all old people and made actually know who Judy Garland was, not like us cool young people. Who was she?
You're gonna annoy
We
me.
both know who she was, don't we?
Yeah.
It's just-
She was in Wizard of Oz, right?
Yeah.
There's a song I really like about her.
Is
It's
it
not
by
really about her.
Is it by The Counting Crows?
No, it's by Laura
Is
Faye.
it by the
The
Eddie
Laura Faye.
Vedder?
Okay.
Laura Faye, yeah.
She beat Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story. Nancy, how'd you say it? I'm struggling. Saoirse Ronan.
You listen to the song.
I know. For Little Women, Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, and Charlize Theron for Bombshell. I feel like every time I talk about Bombshell, I'm going to go, but she was one of the only good parts.
But it
So
was a
far,
shit film.
It was-
Every
it-
element
yeah,
has been
it
really
sounds
It was a
really
shit film.
good.
Mainly let down by the directing, to be honest, and
The editing.
the editing's really bad.
How was the script?
Pretty bad. The performances are great. That's the thing. Like, all three lead actresses are really fucking good, and I don't know. It's just a shame. Best actor, ha ha ha. It's Joaquin Phoenix, the
Yeah.
Joker, who beat Adam Driver, which I was really sad about. Have you not seen that video of him punching the wall?
Yeah, but
He was very good.
That's yeah.
he
Little.
dislocated his knee kicking that bin.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say kicking that bitch.
I was
Like
trying to
Scarlett
think of.
Johansson.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the bit
winning
where
the Oscar, he was out the back just beating the shit out of her.
I was trying to think of the bit where Adam Driver kicks a bin in Marriage Story. I like that. One thing we noticed, because we watched the Oscars live and we watched the BAFTAs live, when they show the big like reels of the big moments in film this year, the only bit from Marriage Story they show, not even any of the scene building up to it, it's just Adam Driver punching that wall.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in fairness, that's like the only part of the film that doesn't have dialogue going through it.
Yeah, I suppose so, but it's
But
just
it's
like
the one that has been
remember when
memed
we were
to
talking
death.
about that scene in general was just being posted on Twitter, and everyone's like, wow, look at how great the acting is. And that scene's not as good without the context of the film.
Yeah.
And then to just boil it down to it doesn't even have the scene, it's just
It's
him
just him
punching
hitting
the
a
wall.
wall.
It's really funny to me.
I could punch a wall.
And what was the clip they showed when he got nominated for Best Actor? The clip they showed was the bit where he slices his arm open.
Yeah.
It's a really weird
Which
choice.
just isn't any acting, because the whole point is he doesn't know he's done it, so he doesn't act. He just.
That Kai, no. Because Adam Driver knew he'd done it.
Because he's
Adam Driver knew that the character had done it, but he had to pretend he hadn't done it. So that's why he should have won
Maybe
Best
that's,
Actor.
Yeah, he should have for that, because
I'm really.
Because it's really
levels.
confused
I
Kai.
didn't even realise that.
Yeah,
Oh.
his performance has layers.
Adam Driver is the one impression I fucking wish I could do, because he's got a great voice, but I just can't. I just do a really deep voice.
And it sounds like something.
It sounds like a
but
really
I can't tell
shit
what it
Bane
is.
impression.
It
I'm
does
good at doing
sound
Bane
like
impressions.
shit Bane.
It sounds like him when he's got his Kylo Ren mask on. Okay.
No,
That's
it sounds like
It
shit
sounds like shit
Bane.
Don't say it sounds like shit Bane, because I've got a good Bane impression.
Do you good Bane
I'm not
impression,
doing it
though?
because
You have got good
That's-
Bane, but Adam Driver is
need
shit
to
Bane.
use. I need to use both my hands, and I'm holding my water bottle on my phone, so there's just no way.
Who else was nominated?
Leonardo DiCaprio, who I've
mm,
put in my notes. Somehow I forget you're in this. I wrote my notes at like 4 a.m.
boring.
But that's one of the things I keep realizing when I think about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I forget he's in that and he's the main character.
He's the main guy.
I just think of Brad Pitt.
because Brad Pitt's good.
Yeah,
The
and he's
whole
way more
Leonardo-
interesting.
DiCaprio's storyline was bullshit.
Yeah, it was
I
boring.
just forget he's in that
I-
somehow,
I just
which
think
is crazy.
the whole of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was made wrong.
Whoa, how would you have made it?
I would have scrapped Leonardo.
Leonardo.
I
Ronaldo DiCaprio.
I would have scrapped Leonardo DiCaprio as.
Sorry.
I can't
Who's
say. I've
that?
forgotten how to say it. I would have scrapped Titanic Man, as the main character. I would have had him as the support.
And you want Brad Pitt as the main
I would have
character.
followed Brad Pitt as the main character. I would have spent more time focusing on the cult, because I think wasn't his whole thing Tarantino being like, oh, with this film I'm going to kind of subvert expectations. It's not going to be the same
Yeah.
film I do. The thing that would have thrown me off more than anything is if he had done that much research and made a true story.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And he had done something about the cult and the Manson family but you followed it through Brad Pitt. And the one thing that interested me most about that film that I still want to know is, did he kill his wife on the boat?
Oh yeah.
That was the one thing I cared about that whole way through. I just think, just focus on Brad Pitt, have it as his film and about the Manson family.
He subverted expectations in this film about the Manson family by only having Charles Manson appear once.
I tell you what,
subverted my expectations.
Yeah.
I did go and listen to Charles Manson's album after watching the film, and it's
good.
So good?
It's pretty fucking good.
It's good,
Okay.
which is bad because he's not a nice
Yeah,
man.
but he's dead, so it's not supporting him
Come on,
anymore.
Nancy, you just separate the art from the artist. Forget it was Charles Manson. Just listen to it for the music.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would. I feel like Brad Pitt's character works more when he's more mysterious and is a supporting actor.
I agree with that.
Thanks. But also, yeah, like
But
clearly,
still,
Leo didn't make much of an impression. If I
no.
can forget he was in it.
I mean, he's a good actor, isn't he? But that's it.
He
You
also-
didn't do anything that was like,
Yeah, and he's playing an actor, so that's barely acting.
But
He's just
yeah.
playing himself.
Like, I just.
He also beat Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory. I've seen a couple of clips of Pain and Glory. I really want to watch it.
I really
don't
like
know if
Antonio Banderas.
it got a release here.
No, it didn't.
I don't think so, and I
I mean,
think
we
it's
didn't get it.
it's
It might have
too
gone
late for it
London,
to
but-
come out in cinemas now. I think
Yeah.
so. And he beat Jonathan Pryce for the Two Popes.
That's
Who-
on there.
who
Not even
cares about
seen
the Two
one
Popes?
bloody Pope. So Best Picture then.
Parasite.
No, we'll do it like Jane Fonda. Best
Oh.
Picture. Parasite, which I think I wouldn't have pegged it for Best Picture. Is pegged the right term there? I feel like that phrase is only
Who are you
being
trying
What do
to
you
used.
mean you wouldn't peg Bong Joon-ho?
I feel like that phrase is only being used in a different context now, so I don't even know if it works.
it works.
I wouldn't have pegged Parasite for Best Picture.
You can't pause after that though. You have to go.
I would have pegged.
But I was happy with it. Yeah, it was like 5 a.m. We were trying gradually to be quieter and quieter to not be assholes. But then Parasite won, and everyone was
And
just
everyone's like, oh, we can be an arsehole. The Koreans have won.
everyone was
Yeah.
just shouting, screaming. People were hugging. It was like we'd won the
Aw.
bloody war. I don't know why that's what came to mind.
Wrong film.
Yeah. It beat
I was gonna
Ford
say the
v.
stupidest thing.
Go on.
Yeah, come on.
I was gonna say, did we even win that war? Idiot.
All right. You've left me dead in my tracks right here. I can't believe that.
So I'm not mad Parasite won Best Picture. Like I think well deserved, but it wouldn't have been
But-
my choice.
No,
No, me neither.
I would have put it down for best directing, breast screenplay, best screenplay. Like quite a lot of things, but I don't know why. But I feel like Best Picture, like it was probably the most fun I had out of any of those films. It was
Yeah.
probably the most I enjoyed any of those films. I feel like Best Picture just has such a prestigious air about it that you think, oh, it has to be
It has to, like,
it has to be something very
yeah. I thought
completely
I
serious.
wanted
and-
1917 because I was like,
No,
it's
I
impressive.
I dunno,
but I
I-
feel like you need a bit more than just
was
impressive.
convinced it was going to be 1917, which I think would have been such
Yeah,
a
me too.
boring choice.
I kind of think it's a bit like the X Factor. Like no one knows or cares who actually wins. It's like the second place that people remember.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking Parasite's going to be the second place
Yeah.
film, and whoever wins, I thought it was going to be 1917. And I was going to be happy with it
But
winning.
I mean,
Parasite
that's
would
what
be the
happened last
overall-
year.
I thought Parasite would be the one that carries on through, and
'Cause-
people are still
Well,
talking
last year,
about.
Green Book won last year, and nobody cares about Green
No,
Book,
that's-
but
this is-
everybody cares
That's
about
the thing.
the other ones.
Nice one.
Yeah,
Uh, so
argument
Parasite
doesn't really
beat
work. But...
Ford v Ferrari. I don't know how I got nominated for Best Picture. It's
Probably should
whatever.
have been the one to win then.
The Irishman, which I would have given it to The Irishman, but I'm biased.
Yeah. very
Jojo
biased.
Rabbit, which I wouldn't have given it Best Picture, but I also wouldn't have been mad. Joker, thank fuck that didn't win. Little Women, I like Little Women. I
Yeah.
don't know. Marriage Story, I would have been happy with. Did Marriage Story win? Yeah, it got
It was
supporting
Laura Dern,
actress. Was
that's
that it? Fuck.
The one thing it shouldn't have won.
Yeah.
And it beat 1917 Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sort of.
I feel like now with the benefit of hindsight, the winner's pretty clear. I think it would have been Parasite or 1917. Actually, no, coming out to it, I was convinced it was going to be Once Upon a Time in
yeah,
Hollywood.
you kept going
just
on about how it was
because-
going to be that.
Just because it's about Hollywood.
Yeah, and it's
and
Tarantino.
all of those people love Hollywood. Yeah, and it's Tarantino and like Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. It just seemed
Yeah.
like the most cliche choice they could make.
Yeah, it's like them three. I feel like if Brad Pitt hadn't got supporting actor, they would have been like, we have to give
We
them
have to,
something.
It has to have something. It's Quentin Tarantino. He'll get angry at us.
Yeah.
See, I
He'll
thought it was
leak
going
our
to be
foot pics.
that or Joker.
Did you
Joker.
really think Joker had a chance?
I
I
was
didn't.
terrified
Yeah,
that Joker.
I didn't want it to be. It was the bottom of my list.
I didn't
But
want it to win. I didn't think it had a chance
I
of winning.
thought it was the sort of film that would.
Yeah, me too.
There would,
They
if
were going to
it had
try and
won,
be like edgy.
There was going to be no part of me that would be like,
I think
wow, that's
now
so
that-
unexpected.
now that they're a bit self-aware, which I think is so embarrassing. I think they would have been like, yeah, we're gonna give Best Picture to Joker because we're edgy and cool now, and we're all about
I like when the Oscars are really self-aware and they bring out hosts on stage to talk about how they
how
didn't
shit
nominate
they are.
any women or black
Fucking
people
nominate some women.
instead of
Yeah.
just nominating some.
Yeah,
Like, just fucking
I-
fix the problem.
I think they have. I was scared that Joker was going to get Best Picture because I think Joker and the Oscars have the same energy of being self-aware and wanting to
Being
connect
part of the
themselves,
problem.
Yeah.
wanting to connect themselves to a social justice thing without actually.
Because I was about to
Doing
suggest
that.
something, and now I realised, fucking dumb idea, would never work.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's like, in music, you have best male artist, best female artist. Why don't you do that with like best male director, best female director?
Did I
Yeah.
speak to you about
Fucking
this?
We
where,
spoke about
where are
that.
all
Oh,
the women
yeah, yeah.
directors to be in that category? There's like 2 of them.
Wait, what do you mean?
They like if they split it off and said, best male
Yeah.
director, best female director. Are there enough female directors working that are making good enough
Yes.
films
Yeah,
to do it?
yeah. They're just not getting recognised by the Academy,
And that's,
then
that's
and
why
by
you don't know about
That's the
them.
thing. Is that
and they're
I
not
fucking
getting released.
No.
But gradually,
Big
if you
enough.
had something like that, gradually over time, more of them would have
Yeah.
awareness. So
Yeah.
you'd build up this
And
database in
bigger
your mind.
companies would want to
Yeah.
distribute their films.
But I think it would be seen as a step back, even though it would.
I think
of
it
be
would
more of a
help. I
step
think
forward.
I feel like they shouldn't have to do it, but I think
No.
it would be a good idea.
Yeah,
Because I
kinda
mean,
think they
Todd
should.
Phillips got nominated for Best Director, and Greta Gerwig
Didn't, even though her film was nominated for Best Picture. I'm not.
Yeah, but how confusing are those timelines?
Oh yeah.
Bullshit. Like, just I don't know. I don't like award shows. I get it. I get the appeal, but
I think they're very just sort of shallow and
I
face
like
value.
'em.
You just got to take and move on.
it's just like
I
mean, I
when
think this-
what you want to win wins, it's a great feeling.
Oh yeah,
And when what you want to win doesn't, you just shouldn't
But
give a shit.
this
Yeah.
Like, it's not
conversation
too important.
highlights it because we've all come away with different things of what we would want to win and why.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's art and it's massively subjective.
Yeah.
I just don't think you should be able to get a trophy for art
I don't know.
because it's just a bit like
I think
throwing
it's
what
I
you-
think it's nice.
It's a
I
nice
really like
thing.
award season.
Yeah, I think it's fun to watch and
And I
just
think
like people
I've-
get recognition.
I remember the first one that I stayed up all night to watch was the 2016, was it, with La La Land and Moonlight?
Yeah.
That
yeah.
year. And I remember like being in like floods of tears when the thing that I wanted to win didn't win. And like this year I'm just like,
Yeah,
okay, I still know that I liked it. And they didn't. That's fine. We moved
Yeah.
past it. I still like award season. I think it's an exciting time.
Like
A lot of people that I
get
love
it.
coming together and celebrating the things that I love,
Mm.
and it just, I don't know, it feels nice.
Yeah.
It's a good time, but
Sorry,
it's also
Robert Pattinson.
shallow.
Yeah, I know. I just
Like I said, take the positives from it and just ignore the negatives. But on that topic, I did want to talk about what we think got snubbed.
Yeah.
And I think I've got quite a long list. I've already mentioned, Ad Astra I think should have been nominated for a lot. It's a shame it
Yeah.
wasn't. Portrait of a Lady on Fire, I would have loved to see.
The Lighthouse.
I mean, but even if Portrait of a Lady on Fire got nominated, there was no way it was going to beat Parasite, because Parasite
oh
was
yeah,
nominated for
no
Best
chance.
Picture. and
But
that's
I
the
would
way
have
it
at
goes.
least liked it to be nominated.
The Lighthouse I think should have got supporting actor
Yeah.
for Willem Dafoe.
I think it
they
should have
did
got
get nominated for cinematography, but
cinematography.
it didn't win.
It should have won. Probably sound. One of the
Oh,
sounds,
yeah.
the most appropriate
Well, no, a
sound,
lot
which
of
I
the
don't know
sound
which.
effects really good.
I don't know which sound category is more appropriate for the Lighthouse.
I'm gonna find out.
Yeah, mixing probably. Right.
Oh, I'll find out the differences.
Maybe I'd say, you know what? Both. It was a good film.
I think Blinded by the Light should have won Best Picture.
Come on, Kai, be serious now.
I am. It's my Best Picture.
In here. In a perfect world.
That's why
Midsummer,
I
I
hate
don't know
award shows.
exactly what it would have been nominated. I feel like Florence
Florence
Pugh
Pugh.
could have got Best
Yeah,
Actress for that.
Definitely. Because I mean, I don't really like Midsummer, kind of a problematic opinion.
Mm.
But I
Alright.
think Florence Pugh is brilliant in it.
Cinematography, Midsummer.
Yeah.
Directing, maybe? I don't know. I really like that film, but I don't know if you could necessarily
Yeah.
fit
When
it
did
into those categories.
Hereditary was the year before, right?
Yeah, Hereditary got nominated for some stuff, right?
Did it? I don't think it did. But I should have, I
Sound.
think.
It had noises in it.
It did have noises.
No, they give the sound ones to all of the big flashy films because they don't want to give them real awards.
Big
Like
noise.
Star Wars.
Big Noise is good film. Uncut Gems. We can't forget that one.
Yeah. Oh, I have a lot to say about Uncut Gems.
Yeah, well, we'll probably
could be
talk about it some other
separate,
time, but yeah,
yeah.
Uncut Gems, I would have been happy with Best Actor for
For Adam Sandler, yeah,
Sandler.
definitely.
I really
Directing.
would have fucking loved Best Director for them.
Yeah.
I mean, people were saying it. I would say, I don't think it should have been nominated for Best Picture, but
Original screenplay.
original screenplay. Oh, because it's a
definitely.
fucking great. Actually, yeah, it's got
Wait,
loads of
did we-
talking in it. Loads of talking.
Am I disabled or did we talk about adapted screenplay in this?
No.
Oh shit. Oh no, I've let everyone down.
You have one job.
Sorry.
You're getting called out by a woman for not doing your job properly. What a twist.
That's when you know you're fucked up. This is just an empty can at this point.
It's quite
Well,
depressing.
we'll
I'm
finish
just
talking about
hoping.
the snubs just so we're like neat.
Okay, and then we can.
What was it? We went to see Queen and Slim the other day, which
Yeah.
was fucking great, and I'm sad it didn't get nominated for anything. That was a female director.
Yeah.
We should just make our own category next year.
Who is it? Was it the what's her name? The girl who's in 8th grade. I can't remember her name.
Oh,
you know, I mean,
Elsie
Elsie
something?
Fisher.
Yeah, Elsie
and
Fisher,
she
I think.
came
She
up with
did
her
her
own
own on
nominations,
Twitter.
which were really good and like sort of my dream nominations. But yeah, I think Queen and Slim also.
I might be wrong, but I think this was this director's like first proper feature film.
Yeah.
Because I'm on the letterbox now. It says director of 3 films. One of them's Queen and Slim, and 2 of them are Beyonce visual albums, which obviously still work in
Yeah.
the same way as films. But this was her first like cinema release,
Yeah.
which is really fucking cool. So yeah, I think they're all the snubs. To be honest, I should have got best director, maybe best director for Daniel Kaluuya. I don't
Yeah.
know. He's pretty fucking
I
good.
thought you
He
just
was-
said, like, you should have got best director.
I should have got best director.
That's what I genuinely
Oh, I
think
thought of somebody. Oh, Waves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That should have got something. Maybe.
I wish the Oscars had like a rising star thing because the
Oh,
category
yeah.
it would have been so good this year.
Wait, who won it at the BAFTAs?
The guy from Top Boy,
Oh,
is it
yeah.
Michael
Do they
Ward or
have-
something.
Because I know they've got original score, but I think there should be one for music as well.
Yeah,
'Cause
like,
Yeah, like
music
music
drives the
selection
film, like,
is
yeah.
very
Then
important.
Waves.
Like best
Waves.
soundtrack.
Well, Queen
Yeah.
of Sin was pretty good.
Queen and Slim soundtrack.
Because I think yeah, there's more to a film than just an
Yeah,
original score.
definitely.
Like,
Okay, so adapted screenplay went to Jojo Rabbit. It beat The Irishman. Fuck, I wish it was The Irishman. It beat Little Women,
Fuck, I wish it was Little Women.
and it beat The Two Popes, which we don't watch.
fuck, I wish it was the two.
And also Joker, which if we got time for it, I just want to go off on that. That's not an adapted screenplay. That's not really an adapted screenplay.
It's just the character.
Yeah, I feel like there aren't many genres of films where they can just take a character or a concept
Yeah.
and like that's what we're going to adapt. They barely ever take the actual stories. They don't really consult with the original writers. It really pisses me off.
Although I get why
Yeah, why?
it
Because they
is
want
in
to.
that, because it's a bit like the average person. Like obviously you know all the comics and stuff. You'll know if it is or not. And like
Yeah,
Like,
the
but
average person
if-
might think that it is based off an
if
actual
you
comic.
saw
Yeah.
it was in best original script, you'd be like, but it's Joker. That's
Yeah,
not an original.
yeah,
I
no,
suppose.
thing.
yeah,
Like,
I agree with
I
that.
wouldn't look at it ever and go, oh, that's an original thing. I would assume, and I know
Yeah.
obviously it doesn't matter what I assume because I thought
Because
like Jojo Rabbit. I didn't know that was from a book. I thought that was an original
I
thing.
don't know much about the book, but I think he changed it quite a lot.
But like,
Which is
I don't know.
Mm.
I get why it's in adapted, and I'm not mad about that.
what I am. But no, I get your point completely. I just I always wish that comic book films would actually like use the proper writers because a lot of the writers are really good. Well, yeah, that's about it for the Oscars. I guess we'll do this again next year. It'll probably be a shit year next year. Do you reckon it's going to start
Why?
alternating? Well, because it was Green Book last
Oh
year.
yeah, true. Yeah.
The year before
And the year
that,
before was Moonlight. So
I was pretty
I'm
good.
gonna
Good.
say it might not be because I've watched a lot of great films, but then they were all from last year.
Yeah.
Not this year.
and you're like from like
Yeah,
the
because
1980s.
we've had a real mess with releasing schedules here, where a lot of films that came out in the US like 3 months ago are only just coming out here.
worldwide everywhere
Yeah.
at the same time.
So we're getting a lot of stuff
We've
this
like,
year.
we only
which
just got
technically
Parasite.
came out this. Yeah, we got The Lighthouse on Friday. Like, it's a mess. But yeah, I don't know. I was happy with a lot of the results this year.
I was the happiest I've been with the Oscars in a while. So
And you don't really give a shit, which is fair enough.
fine.
I just got to watch a lot of good films.
Yeah.
But
I'm happy about that.
yeah,
Oh.
thanks to the 4 people who have watched this, probably our parents.
Yeah.
I'll just
Thanks, Mum.
probably plug our letterbox, to be
Yeah.
honest. Mine's Kid Cosmic. Yours is
Hit Sky Jensen.
cool
And mine's Nancy LWT.
because we're all getting very active on there because we're fully
actually
conforming to the
seeing-
film nerd stereotype.